Okay, look, it's been a minute, but I was finally able to get this guy here out of his busy schedule. My guy, Stephen Tsai, the sports guru. I got a chance to sit down with him and recap and talk about the University of Hawaii football, game over the weekend, the team, what they're doing, where they're going, and talk about some fans. Look, let's dive into this interview. Check it out. Okay, Stephen, my guy, Stephen Tsai, sports guru. Man, it feels like it's been a month since I've had you on the show, buddy.
It's been a while. It's been a little hectic time, but things are hard. Just trying to get into UH football games. Just trying to get to watch some games.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Well, look, I think they're trying to get in the game as well. They've struggled, man. They've struggled, and against San Jose State, the defending, conference champs, like it showed. But they defensively, I thought we did enough to win that game.
Hawaii forced 11 punts. Trouble is, Hawaii punted 11 times too. That's 22 punts. That's a lot of punts.
Hey, as a returner, I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a guy like you would love it. Yeah, but yeah, not so much if if a team that's really trying to break out of an offensive slump, and they just need to get it going. I don't know what the problem is right now because they've got great receivers, experienced line. They've got tremendous quarterback, and they have Calvin Turner, and Day Hunter's really stepping up as a running back. So it's a little puzzling why they're not just opening up and just doing a lot better. But I know it's going to come. I know they've done it with the system in the past, but they just really kind of have to show it, especially this week.
Yeah, I mean, drop passes. To me, I'm a receiver, right, Stephen? Former receiver, so I'm really biased to that position, and I watch a close eye on that position. And hey, I can't say that I've never dropped balls in my career. I've dropped passes, but it's like if I feel like there's more of it happening, and it was in week one. I noticed that in week one, some drop passes. Like it's not, and it was not contended passes. You know what I'm saying, Steven? So as a receiver, I catch the ball. I got to catch the ball. So, and I'm sure these guys are going and getting their extra catches in. I hope they are on the jug machine, and just, you should be catching hours upon hours to where you're just like, catching a football on air is too easy. Then you bring guys in, hey, grab my hand or wrap a towel on my elbow, pull my arms right before I'm catching the ball. Like you can challenge yourself in a controlled setting as much as you can, because catching a ball, that's what we do. And I think, Chevin's, he's a very humble guy. He's not going to say, but I know that there's some frustration there, right? Because you deliver a pass, you're under duress. That's, everyone's got to do their part. And yeah, I'm not blaming receivers at all, but it's at some point as a receiver, you got to have some pride, and you got to really put it upon yourself. Like, hey, I'm not going to be the guy. I'm not going to be the guy. Every ball that's thrown to me, I'm going to catch.
Yeah, right. Especially since there are fewer passes this year. This offense, and some of the passes, that you're getting, are a lot of them are really deep balls, and that accentuates it if you don't catch those deep balls, because those are the game changers. And the offense has been places before with the deep passes, with the power running game, the combination of it. It's taking a little while to kind of click right now, but I mean, the potential's there, the schemes are there. You're right, but you got to make the plays.
Yeah, you got to make the plays. Steve, the game is about making plays, right? And
right.
You make those, and we call those explosive plays, right? The 15 plus yards, 20 yards, those are explosives. The more explosives you can have in a game, the more you're giving your offense a chance, the more you're getting into scoring position.
Right.
Whether it's a field goal, points are points, but explosives are big, and we need that. And I just hope that we can get this thing turned around quicker.
And as you've learned, it's not just that play that makes it. It's because it's the next play. Because now the defense is spread out. Now the defense is sitting back saying, okay, now there's wider areas to attack, because you're making the deep plays, you're making the explosive plays. But if you don't do that, what happens? All of a sudden, the defense starts pushing up a little bit more pressing. So yeah, it's very key for Hawaii to make the deep plays and complete them. It's well
Yep.
written. They've got the talent. They just got to do it.
Yep. Definitely. And quickly I touched on it. Here. The band. I know you talked about that. What an awesome experience for the band. For Gwen Nakamura, the assistant band director, 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And she said she had chicken skin, and for them to come out and to be part of this, be the first sort of almost like the first spectators as well,
right,
at the game.
And they were
right?
good spectators. They were heckling and everything too, and it was great. And they were so loud that the San Jose State radio guys are saying, "Hey, they're too loud. Why are you putting them in front of us?" Well, imagine if there's a real game with a game with real fans and everything, it would have been a lot louder. So that's actually the importance of playing on campus in an intimate setting. But you got to get people on campus. I mean, they built this thing with money they probably didn't have. They put together quickly. They worked hard on it. They had no other options, and they actually did a project time. And for what? The governor's got to ease it up. There was a request. Let's just have the parents. They're going to be vaccinated. They're going to wear masks. They will space out. A lot of places to space out. He said, no, bad optics. I say, it's a bad optic? An empty stadium. That's a bad optic.
That is, Stephen.
And around the rest of the country. If we're going to move forward, we got to do that. We got to have restaurants. Do what you're supposed to do. Be safe. You can eat in restaurants. You got to be able to watch a football game.
Got to. And you know what, Stephen? It's in these close games that matters. That helps. It does. It really does. It could be the difference maker in winning a game versus not. I talked about this last week. No fans, the product on the field struggles. I'm just going to say it. It does. I need that energy as a player from the fans, right? It's a give. You make a play, you get the energy, you make more plays. That's what it is. So not the product's not there. Guess what that's going to do? That's going to hurt recruiting. One of only 130 major programs to not host fans. That's tough, right? So that's you see the trickle down effect. And look, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. We know what it is. We've been talking about it for a long time. There needs to be an exception. There needs to be a change. We need at least parents, like you said, in the stands. We need that 100%.
Well, the one thing also you need, if you're not going to have any sense, is don't play the music when the team's on offense. There's nothing like seeing the quarterback going like this, like calming down the radio guy so he can turn the dial down.
Hey, turn it down. Like
yes.
Hey. I see. Yeah. So anyway, lots to change and make adjustments.
What they got to get to do the DJ. When we were at Oregon State, they had an actual DJ, and a DJ, a wedding DJ, Malia Labar, Roosevelt classmate of yours, I think. Yeah, he's now a wedding DJ guy. They got to bring him. They got to bring him.
UH alum, maybe he'll come and perform and do a little something. Anyway,
he weighs like 100 pounds anyway, so he wouldn't take up much room. And he's 6'10".
New Mexico State.
Yeah. He's a walking socially distanced guy. He's 6'10" and weighs, I don't know how much he weighs.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. All right, so New Mexico State coming up.
Right.
On the road again.
Right. I'm not sure. Did you play New Mexico State? I'm not sure if they were in the WAC when you were playing.
The Lobos, right?
The Lobos.
I think,
no, not the Lobos. No, not the Lobos.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, next week say Aggies. But anyway, they're in Las Cruces. They are an independent because there's no place for them to play. Everyone talks about maybe Hawaii should be an independent. This might be a lesson that maybe Hawaii shouldn't be an independent because New Mexico State's kind of, they're kind of like in areas where they can get around and things like that. But if Hawaii's an independent, I don't know who they're going to play in October and November. And one of the games that New Mexico State had to fill out the schedule with is they're going to Alabama and mid-year, and they're getting 1.9 million. I don't know why they couldn't negotiate that extra 100,000, make it a clean 2 million, but 1.9 million. That's a nice little thing. But you got to go to
play Alabama.
Yeah, and I don't think the Aggies are going to be favored in that game. I don't think if they were the Lobos, they'd be favored in the game. I don't think anyone from New Mexico is going to be favored in that game. But $1 million bills.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Bottom line is we got to figure something out, Steve. We gotta find a way to start fast and get on the
Yes.
board and
Yeah.
create momentum, and then follow a quick score with a great defensive stop, and then a big punt return by Calvin Turner, and then another score. It's complementary football. We need to find a way to sort of have that sequence, right? And that's football. When you put it all together and you have that burst and that momentum, we got to find a way to make that happen this weekend.
Right. And I think it will happen this weekend. And you're on the road. It's a difficult trip out there. It takes forever to get to El Paso. From El Paso, you got to drive 40 minutes to Las Cruces, where the game is. But they'll do well. They'll be favored. They'll do well. The trouble is, that's a long trip. They got to come back, and then they got to play Fresno State next week. And Fresno State beat this team called UCLA, and UCLA is a team that beat Hawaii earlier in the year. So, hey.
Hey, you know what, man? It's time to rise up, though. You don't look at what teams did, who they played versus you played,
Right.
how they played. Then they beat them. They beat us. Like, football is the great thing about football, Steve. And it's like it's a 1 week schedule every
Yeah.
week. Hey, this is it. This
Mhm.
game, I want one win, and that's it, right? And that's the focus, and that's our focus this week. We gotta start this season. It's a new season. We gotta
Yeah.
go 1-0. We got to go 1-0. Well, look, Stephen, man, I appreciate you as always. Appreciate your time, and
Thanks for
let's
having me
not
on.
wait this long again. Okay, we gotta
All
we gotta
right.
touch base next
All
week
right.
again.
I'll see you next week. Take care.
All right, man. Have a
Bye.
great week.
Thanks. Bye.
Aloha.